Repairs are underway after a massively destructive storm tore through BRACEBRIDGE during the early evening hours yesterday. In the covered bridge area, homeowners were cutting away trees, covering torn-off roofs, and overall just assessing damage where some believe a tornado may have briefly touched down.
There was a pickup truck driving around the golf course, which is odd. You don't see that every day. And it was the owner of the golf course, Don, trying to get everyone off the golf course into safety. He was saying, you have about 3 to 5 minutes, this thing's coming. And then as we were sitting out there, we saw like it looked like a white wall and a sound like I've never heard before coming across the golf course. And then there's a pond here on hole number 6, and it was just throwing water from the pond. It was almost like a water spout, but throwing it. It was bizarre. And then obviously we ran inside and yelled at the kids to get in the basement because it was pretty crazy.
I was just out on the back deck and I could see it coming in and told my neighbor we better get inside, and we got inside about 2 minutes and I looked out and seen a funnel cloud, and then I seen the 2 pines at the back get split and get ripped off, and then I seen shingles flying.
The storm came in pretty fast and we're kind of watching those trees. Those dead ones that you see up there have kind of been a concern of ours, and all of a sudden this guy came down, so we found out it was rotting, and yeah, kind of turned into a bit of a day of work.
And a similar scene down on Bowyers Beach Road, just a few kilometers away, where locals there say winds came screaming off Lake Muskoka and slammed into trees along the shore, which downed power lines and cut off access to a few residents. This man is assessing the damage of his truck, which is trapped by both the tree on top of it and downed power lines and trees on either side of the road. So the question is, was there tornado activity in BRACEBRIDGE last night? Environment Canada isn't so sure just yet.
Well, at this point, we don't have any evidence that it was a tornado that caused the damage. On the other hand, we think that at this point it was a downburst. And so this is basically rain-cooled downdraft from the thunderstorm. And, I think tornado conjures up a lot of fear, but at the same time, downbursts can cause a lot of damage, as evident as what we see now. So today, especially. And on top of that, we had a reported gust of 102 kilometers per hour around 7:42 Wednesday evening at the Muskoka airport. So the damage would be consistent with the wind speed.
No matter what type of weather event it was, it certainly caused a lot of damage and havoc for local residents in BRACEBRIDGE, but luckily, no reported injuries.
It just really came out of nowhere. Like, we saw it swirling along the lakeside, and then my son started screaming, "Get into the basement," because things were flying off the deck. And so we ran into the basement. We could hear the trees cracking all around us, and it wasn't until a good 20 minutes later that we came up to kind of take a look, because we could see through the basement window that something had fallen, and you can see the damage. There's quite a bit of damage, but it was crazy. I mean, the roof has got some damage up there, but everybody's okay, so I guess that's the main thing, right?
Well, we were expecting it, so I put cages around all the peonies. I neglected the irises, so I see the buds were blown off.
Oh,
but the peonies did all right, but that beautiful tree is finished. That's too bad. And I was just saying to myself yesterday, I never saw our street looking so lush. And then boom. But it's nature.
Hopefully my power gets on, so that's good. It went out and then it came back on and it was gone. So roughly around since maybe 8 o'clock last night, we've been without power. So
now dealing with that because
yeah,
fridges and freezers
and got my 12 to-go cups from Tim Hortons, so I'm good.
It went out for a while, so we brought the solar lamps that you can see around the garden into the house. There was no batteries working in the flashlight, but the solar lights were fine. And then we went for a drive because we wanted to hear the news and we wanted to see how extensive it was.